If you're buying a house in North Carolina, do you have to be at the closing? You want to talk about one of the more interesting questions we get. The number of people who would just as soon not have to go and handle the closing in person is growing every day. Well, North Carolina is a little bit different than where you may be now. We are an attorney closing state, and frankly, I love it. When you buy a property in North Carolina, our tradition says that the home buyer slash commercial property buyer slash land buyer slash multifamily investor buyer, you get to pick the attorney. We will select a real estate closing attorney that we know to be trusted and thorough and reasonable on their fees, and they will handle your closing. This is a little different than the states where title companies handle closing. Here, you will still have title insurance, but North Carolina is again very special. Our title insurance policy rates are set by the state, so there is a very low closing cost exposure here in North Carolina, which again, I love it. So when you're ready to buy your house, we'll get your closing set up with a local attorney. They will prepare the documents for transfer and finish the title work, do all of those detail pieces that protect this, your largest financial investment out there for most of you. And then when it comes time to close, you will be bringing your ID with you to closing. And by the way, as of right now, it doesn't have to be a real ID, but it does have to be current. You can't bring that expired license in to buy your property. You could bring a passport, but you're going to have that local and federal, well, not really local, but it's just got to be, you'll have to have your federal slash official identification. You're also going to bring with yourself to closing any documents that might be necessary. So, for example, if you are a separated person, you'll need to have your free trade or documents that allow you to purchase property without your spouse. If you are a widow or a widower, you may have to bring a death certificate to show what's happened with the status of your marriage. There's all kinds of things, and I'm not the attorney, but the attorney will tell you what you need to have for closing. Now, let's go back to where I started, and let's just say that you are in Michigan and you don't plan to be at the closing because you'll be on the moving truck with 2 dogs, 3 cats, and a bird, and you said, I won't be there, I'll be on my way. There are a couple of ways that you can purchase your home remotely if you're buying a house in North Carolina or in South Carolina even. What you would do is you can do some things remotely, and that depends on if you're a cash purchaser or if you're getting a mortgage on the property. And then we also have mail away closings where you can do some things by mail away, where the attorney will overnight the paperwork to you. You will sign as directed in front of a notary public and get everything sent back. And then the most painful, but sometimes the most thoughtful way for a lot of people, because it feels more secure, is to use what we call a power of attorney. Now, only an attorney can prepare a power of attorney. As your realtor, I've seen a whole bunch of them in my time, but I cannot prepare a power of attorney without, frankly, violating the law. So don't ask me to make up attorney documents. But what the attorney will do is prepare this for you, and it's known as a limited power of attorney. It's not something that applies to all of your other assets. It would be specifically designated for this particular real estate transaction. That means you could use Cousin Bob, who's already here in North Carolina while you're on the moving truck. Bob can be your limited power of attorney. That means he goes to the attorney's office and all of the documents Bob will sign on your behalf in the way that the attorney tells him. And that limited power of attorney will be a recorded document as well. So it's very secure and very legal as long as it's done the right way. And we know that for many of y'all, this takes a lot of stress out because the paperwork can get done. But I'm going to give you a very important pro tip here. If Cousin Bob is signing your paperwork for you, he's about to sign a whole bunch of words on behalf of you many, many times. So go ahead and plan to get him a very nice gift for doing this on your behalf. And if you're a good cook, then bake him something really special as a thank you. And then once you get here with all your menagerie in tow and all of your earthly goods, to get settled into your new home where you plan to assimilate right in and design your favorite meal at Bojangles too, you will have done everything the right way. And knowing you're under the auspices of an attorney, you can feel confident that things were done to protect your investment. For more information about relocating to North Carolina and what's different here and how to plan, make sure you download my complete relocation guide right here. Subscribe for more. And as you have specific questions, you can type it in the comments or send me a little private message, and I might just answer your question about all things North Carolina, even anonymously, so that you can fit right in to the greatest place in the United States. I can't wait to meet you. Welcome.